Folks, I got a couple of great clips here for you. First off, we have some breaking news from Matt Gaetz about the Jeffrey Epstein. Uh, he thinks he knows who did it, who all was involved, and I think he's probably right. I've also got Natalie Winters from the War Room talking about the retribution that's fixing to happen come November. Good stuff for you folks. Plus, we got one more lot of information that we just broke today involving the Secretary of State's office here in the state of Texas. Got some more good news about stopping the illegals from voting. Stick around, folks. Here we go.
He's on the trail saying Epstein list, JFK. You're going to find out some of the dirty deeds of your government and who's been protected. Why is the world's foremost pederast protected? This makes no sense. Like this is like evil, right? Like everyone agrees on it. It's like you got a 99%
on Epstein. Bill Barr is the one that needs to be called in to give sworn testimony on what happened there at Bureau of Prisons, because that is not that. There's just no way that the story you're getting is the real story there. No freaking way, and Bill Barr knows it.
I think most people believe that, right? And like it's like no way that that's.
I actually think it was I actually think that on Epstein, it was a foreign government that took him out. I don't think it was a domestic enterprise.
Really?
I do. I'm not going to say which one, but I don't think it was domestic inspired to take out of him. I think that was a foreign operation.
Saudis, Israel, England, could be any world leader at this point, folks.
Government sponsored.
So foreign operation took out Epstein inside of our prison.
Yes.
So they must have been allowed to.
Oh, I think it was in concert with people in our government.
Wow.
Damn.
But not at like some, low level guard getting bribed kind of way.
Yeah.
At a state to state level.
So
Damn.
So that's probably a lot of partied interests in keeping that under wraps.
You better believe it. Weapon systems at play, global deals at play.
Interesting. You have evidence to back that up?
I just am positing it as a theory.
Wow. Okay. Bro, you should totally be in charge of declassification. Trump's.
That's as far as I'm going to go with it. He does go on to talk. You are welcome to go to Benny's show and watch the full episode. He does go on to talk a little bit about how once these people become honeypotted and captured, they're not the ones that are the problem, the people that are worried about getting exposed. It's the people that control the honeypotting, the people that own these billion-dollar corporations that have these people by the balls because they dealt with Epstein. And so these companies are leaders are beholden, and these countries' leaders are beholden to this whole situation. You kind of got them by the balls once you got them in those compromised positions. That's why people like Jeffrey Epstein and probably P. Diddy were allowed to do what they did for so long. It's because they were collecting evidence for the government that they work for. Just my belief at this point. I believe Matt Gaetz is on the right track here with saying it was probably us allowing somebody else to come in and do it. We would farm it out, or we would say, "Hey, y'all got the same problem we do. Why don't y'all handle it for us? We'll just look the other way. We'll turn the cameras off. We'll Epstein or do it Hillary Clinton style, as they say." All right, folks, I got another great clip here for you. I hate to jump on somebody else's interview, but I thought that was an interesting piece of information. Now, this here is Natalie Winters on the War Room. Retribution's coming, folks. All we got to do is get this election over the line.
But let's be very clear, Ben Rhodes, that whole ilk of people. Victory, we're going to set the terms and conditions of what that looks like. And it's going to start with a Trump victory on November 5th, which you guys are going to help make sure it happens. That's the least we can do for Stephen K. Bannon.
Yes.
But it's also going to look like, and let's get very granular, if you want a definition of what justice or retribution looks like, it's going to look like Stephen K. Bannon sitting in this chair, providing live commentary during the trials and eventual prison sentences of people like Victoria Nuland, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and that entire DC swamp class, who I know you guys are listening to this show. We'll throw Jack Smith in there too for good measure. It'll be Steve providing live commentary on you guys going to prison.
Yeah.
Opening bid, treason, I'm sure we'll find a lot more. But that's what retribution and justice is going to look like. And we're not going to settle for less. We're not going to settle for feel-good articles from Vanity Fair telling us that we've been right. Yeah, I know that. The issue is that you guys have been lying, and your lies have cost thousands, if not millions, of American lives.
Yes.
Some of the most patriotic, red-blooded Americans who've been shipped overseas to die defending the borders of countries that our brilliant leaders probably couldn't even point out on a map. And then you know how they repay you? In true nation-building form, they import people from those backwards countries into the United States, into your communities. And if you even pipe up a bit about how they're stealing your government services, or maybe they're non-citizens who are registered to vote, they're going to set up a government website called Rumor Control and say that you're spreading rumors in your own country. Because the fundamental tell in that Vanity Fair piece is that those people, those ruling class traitors who deserve to be sitting in prison, not like Christopher Steele, who's busy out on his new book tour, those people hate you.
People do hate you. She's right. And I cannot wait. I'll have my popcorn, my salt, and my beer ready to go, folks. I will be so happy to know Trump wins the presidency, but I'll also be happy to hear that things start getting headed in the right direction, including the prosecution, the indictments, the special counsels, the attorney generals mobilizing with everything from paperwork to boots on the ground to go arrest these folks for the things they need to be handled up on. Everything from the T word all the way down to the other T word. The people like General Milley and so many this week or in the last couple of months have shown that they are not on Team America, and they have done things literally, physically to harm the American people, and the criminality is screaming from the rooftops. It's easy to see. They're busted. It's just a matter of getting the right sheriff in town, folks, and I am ready, ready, ready. Now, this here is a piece of breaking news. Breaking news, Secretary of State's office just updated their election advisory in Texas. Election workers must now require individuals with non-citizen driver's license to also produce proof of citizenship to receive a regular ballot to vote. That's good. That means if you show up and you want to vote and you have a non-citizen license, you're going to have to do better than that. Now, I don't know how this affects the provisional ballot. Because provisional ballot is just crazy how the rules are so weak on that. But we won't get into that. But that does seem like that's a little bit more restricting, and that's good. I'm sure they'll be getting sued by some left-wing organization for the days out. But I'm sure Attorney General Ken Paxton and Secretary of State are on the same team. We're all trying to slow down the influx of the illegals voting in our election here in Texas, because God knows there is literally millions of newcomers to Texas that are sitting right here in our big cities and even in our small towns like never before. And we need to do everything we can to shore up our election process. That's why I'm glad to see this. This is just basically the election advisory to all officials from Jane Nelson, the Secretary of State. It says if you have any questions, call 1-800-252-VOTE. As explained, the advisory in the advisory 2024/2030 or /30, election workers have an obligation under state criminal law not to facilitate illegal voting by non-citizens. See the code 63.012. When an individual attempts to vote by presenting a temporary or a limited term driver's license, which federal regulations say must be issued to a non-citizens who are lawfully present in this country, election workers must require that the individual produce a naturalization card, like a visa type thing, or a naturalization certificate demonstrating U.S. citizenship to receive a regular ballot. Wow, that's good news. Now, like I said, I don't know how that goes along with the provisional ballot. I was explained to by our RNC chair here in town that the provisional ballot is just a horrible, horrible thing. People can show up on election day and not have much for forms of ID, like a piece of mail or something, and demand to be able to vote with a provisional ballot, and you have to let them vote. It's just the facts, folks. But it is what it is. But I'm actually going to be doing my best to get an interview with the chairman of the RNC here in town, the one where I signed up to become a poll watcher, should I say? And I've got about 10 questions I'd like to ask that lady at least, and maybe I can learn a few things. Maybe y'all can learn a few things involving uh, what we can do to help with the entire election process on our local level. Oh, this is good news. There's been a lot of speculation out that Joe Rogan was going to do an interview, may or may not do an interview with Trump before the election. And Trump was on an interview with a guy named Andrew Schultz, who's a comedian. That was a great interview. I listened to it this morning. You got to go check it out. It's on YouTube, Twitter as well. Andrew Schultz. That was a great interview with Trump. Just laid back Trump being asked all kinds of really great questions, and it was actually very entertaining. Go check it out. But Trump is out on the campaign trail, and he's doing these podcasters channels that have a couple million subscribers, just trying to get out, get out there to the people that really maybe don't know Trump. Well, Joe Rogan in the past was against Trump, and somewhere along the way he turned against the Democrat Party because I think he was somewhere in the middle. And now it looks like the pressure's being put on him, having less than 25 days to the election, to do the interview. He says Rogan has previously said he would be open to having Trump on his show and already has a list of questions he would ask him on Twitter. Look what I found. Time to perfection. Joe Rogan has agreed to have President Trump on his podcast. I love it. I love it. It's going to happen, folks. We don't have a date set yet, but it looks like it's on.
Watching around the world.
Oh, I can't play that. That's got that background music. That's a copyright issue with YouTube. I'm already treading thin water with them. They told me when I tried to monetize my channel a couple of days ago that I had harmful content on my channel. So I guess I'll tone it down with the copyright issues and things of that nature. But at any rate, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment down in the comment section down below what you think about all this great news. And definitely share this out if you get a chance. Over and out, folks. Have a great day.